Mr. Tetteh, right
Yes.
now in Ghana here, what is the most dangerous mobile money scam people are falling for?
The most dangerous mobile money scam you asked. Mr. Wood, let me say that in Ghana, our challenge is not system. Fraudsters in Ghana are not hacking system. They are hacking trust. Our social culture settings, how we've set up as a country, we tend to depend on each other. We believe, we see ourselves to be brothers and sisters. And we do not see any threats coming from our next neighbor because we believe that as members of the community, we are each other's keeper. Fraudsters are leveraging on that to exploit customers. So if you pay attention carefully, our challenge is not that the mobile money system has been hacked. It is not that anybody has taken over our network, but rather they try to what we call social engineer, try to use the behavioral tendencies of the customers to manipulate them to either share their PIN, give their one-time password, what we call the OTP, but then popularly, they use the word code. Normally when they call to social engineer, they tell you, "I send a code via mouse, send a mommy." Now, when you look at it, social engineering focuses on three main behavioral patterns of a human being. One is the trust that I have spoken about, that you believe so much that today, if you receive a message on WhatsApp with a picture of your friend, you believe that this is your friend who has sent a message requesting for some assistance from you. So without asking, you immediately send the money. That is trust being exploited by these fraudsters. The second is fear. So then they put fear in you. You are there, you receive a call, they tell you, "Oh, your son has fallen ill in school. We need money to take him to the hospital. Your son has gotten himself in an accident and we quickly would have to rush him to the hospital." Sometimes they tell you they're in the hospital and they need money for surgery. So you quickly would want to. The other one is urgency. So we have sister now going for wedding this Saturday. Sister now would want to look good for this wedding. She goes on Instagram. She sees a handle selling magnificent wigs. She reaches out to the vendor seeking for support. The person says, "Oh yes, I have it in stock, but it's the last one. If you don't send the money right now, it will go away. So send the money. Let us save or reserve whatever wig that you are interested for you." And urgency comes in so many forms. "Oh, send the money right now. I need it. I'm in a meeting. After the meeting, I can't talk. You just send the money to me." That is the behavioral pattern of the customer being exploited. So if you ask what's the most dangerous scam we are seeing now, which is social engineering, it is basically trying to exploit our customers, manipulating them to willingly give information about themselves, give their OTP out to customers, which they exploit.
So who and who can fall into victim of this thing?
So I would say today everybody
Everybody
is a target.
Okay.
Gone are the days where they'll call you, like you said earlier, sister Neo, London. Previously, when they call you, you can see that the English is not so good. The grammar, the way they are putting the sentences together, you say, "Oh, fraudster." It's obvious. They make it obvious. You say, "Oh, this is a fraudster." But no, today the kind of fraudsters we have, they've also done their masters, they've also done their PhD. Very well spoken. So when they call you and they tell you, "I'm calling from a bank," when you look at the way they are putting the English together and they are talking to you, you believe that they're actually calling from a bank. If they tell you they're calling from MTN, you believe it, that they're calling from MTN. So I would say everybody can easily become a target or a victim of fraud.
Mr. Wood, let me add a bit to what my colleague just said. So we shouldn't kid ourselves. No one is immune from fraud. Anybody at all could be a victim of fraud. Lawyers, bankers, auditors, we've seen it happen. The thing is for you to be vigilant. Being conscious at every point in time to ensure you are not giving any information of yourself, any personal information of yourself that can be used to access your mobile money wallet. And Mr. Wood, this is how it operates. So when we say OTP PIN and fraud happening, let me give you a very basic example as to how it occurs. So you have a nice house, Mr. Wood. You build a very magnificent house. You fence it nicely. You go a step further by getting some security wires on top of the wall just to ensure as much as possible your house is well protected. You have CCTV cameras all over the house. You have a very huge gate to control access into your house. But then, when going out, you lock your gate and then you leave the key behind. What happens?
Someone can come for the key.
Exactly. Exactly how it operates. So the house, the fence is the system that MTN is building. Reason for which today you wouldn't have instances of hacking into our system to say personal information of customers have been taken out. The other component that you look at is the human factor. And for fraud to occur, there are three components. We have pressure, we have rationalization, and we have opportunity. What MTN has is to control the opportunity that as much as possible, nobody gets access to Mr. Wood's fund. But then when the human element, the door example I gave, once the key is left behind, once you are manipulated to give the information out, then you become vulnerable.
What are the things people do that expose them to the fraudsters?
Okay, so I think Moses has touched on a lot of that. So giving out your personal information, that is one. And the amount of information you share on social media, because before the fraudster calls you, they work on you. They build information about you, because whatever they want to tell you, whatever story they want to sell to you, that story has to be accurate. So if they are calling you and they are telling you, I'm calling from MTN, I'm calling from your bank, wherever, and they tell you your name is so and so, you were born on so and so date, whatever information they give to you, I mean, they work on you. So if, for example, you are going on social media, you are posting, today is my birthday, I'm 30 years old, you're giving out your date of birth automatically. Okay, and these are all information that they put together. Today, when you're doing a transaction, once you go through the journey, you see the name of the customer before you enter your PIN and approve the transaction. And that has been put there so that you know exactly who you are sending money to. But then the fraudster takes note of that and writes your name. Okay, so this is the person's name. You've gotten the full name. You've gotten the date of it. I mean, they build a lot of information around you. And then when they call you, they're able to sell whatever story they're trying to sell to you and socially engineer you to believe that they are actually who they claim they are. So the amount of information we put out there about ourselves is very important. Like Moses mentioned, the security credentials, your PIN, your OTP, all of that, they are personal info. It should not be given to anybody at all. So all of these information, these are things that you need to keep private. And whenever you are in doubt, you can reach out to us on 419 or any of our reporting channels so that we can advise you properly on what to do in the event that you are ever subject to any of these things.
We normally heard customers complaining. Normally they go to those who do the mobile money, the agents. They complain to them that, oh, someone has been withdrawn money from my account, but I haven't shared my PIN to anyone. That one, is it possible?
It's possible.
How it can happen?
Okay, so there are several instances, for example, where somebody's phone is stolen. Okay, before they're able to get the time and rush to us to do get a new SIM. So that's called SIM swap, to request for a new SIM. They go through that process and then they realize that I have 5,000 in my wallet. Now I left with only 2 cedis. What happened? And then they tend to believe that somebody has MTN has withdrawn my money.
Yes.
Because at the time my phone got missing, I had 5,000 cedis. Now there are a lot of then these are practical scenarios, things that have actually happened.
Okay.
So when fraudsters get hold of your phone, there are a number of things they look at. First of all, when you are doing your transactions, when you dial *170 and you are going through the journey, there's a portion where you enter your reference, and from that point you enter your PIN, and then you approve your transaction. Now, when people get to the reference side, they don't check which field is this, and then they enter their PIN. And then the next page, the next pop-up is your PIN. So they don't cancel it, the transaction, and then start all over again. But they leave their PIN in the reference and continue. And you and I know that today when you look at your SMS, the reference, if you are buying food, you put food there. If you are paying for food, you put food there. So if you put your PIN there, fraudsters know that people make such mistakes. Yeah. So when they take your phone, they snatch your phone at Circle, wherever, the first thing they do is to go through all your SMS, or Momo SMSs.
So with this, when my phone has been stolen or something like that happens, what is the first thing I'm supposed to do? Since they can have access or alternative way to withdraw the money.
So as soon as that happens, you can reach out to any other person who uses MTN and dial 100 or dial 419 or 100 for assistance.
419.
Yes, that this is what happened. I want to protect the money in my account. Immediately they will suspend your wallet. Yeah. So that's one scenario, going through your references to get your PIN. Okay. Another scenario is, for example, I use the last 4 digits of my phone number as my PIN, and that also happens a lot. Okay. So fraudsters get your phone. When they try the references, they don't see any reference where you put a 4-digit number. Then they look at the last 4 digits of your phone number, because there are things that we never forget. So nobody wants to forget their PIN.
Yes.
Because when you really need to do a transaction, it's not now that you're trying to remember what did I use. So they need something they can easily remember. Sometimes they use a year of birth. Okay. And you have people who, when you take their phones, at the back of the case, they put their Ghana card there. That's where they keep their IDs. So as soon as the fraudster takes your phone, they have your IDs, all of that information. And these are some of the first things they try. Okay. And then if those don't work, then they look at alternative ways to get your money.
Yes, and then Mr. Wood, let me quickly add a bit to what Rena has just shared with us. Another way of harvesting information also is, and this is a trend we are seeing, is where you have people register the names of some food, well-known food establishments in Ghana on Google. So we have customers going online. I want to buy pizza. They put in the name, a number pops up. Then they call the number. Then they are asked to go and complete a form. And after completing the form, they are called. That we've sent a code for you to complete your order. You would have to share that code with us. Now, the form they completed normally is a Microsoft or Google form. At the back end, whoever posted the form online has access to all the information you've completed. And in there, they ask for your PIN. So voluntarily, you may have given your PIN out. And once they get the OTP, which they normally would call the code to complete the transaction, they're able to set up to withdraw money from your account. So before you put in your PIN online, you need to be very, very, very careful. And
how can I be careful?
So the most appropriate way to buy online for me if you could, if you are not so sure about the vendor, is to pay on delivery.
Okay, that's the best.
Yes, and as much as possible, do not put your personal details online until you are sure of the source.